couple people wanted me to do a review of my trailer, so we'll come over here and look at the trailer. I'll try to cover most everything. First of all, it's got an articulating hitch on it, so it can go either direction. This is a Cruise Master from Australia. You have to have a special hitch on it for it to go in there. It doesn't go off of a ball. And the hitch comes down in here, and it's just basically a rod that pokes up through here, and so there's no ball. It's important because when you're off-roading like we were yesterday, I was going through a lot of dips back and forth, and so with a regular hitch, you don't get any articulation. So the problem with that is you can end up being kind of in a weird angle, causing a lot of problems with your truck and your hitch. This way you go through the dips and through the rocks and stuff really smooth. The next thing we got here is obviously the front of the trailer. We've got rocks. Basically we've got a battery and the storage for the solar, not the solar, but the tankless water heater, and for the shower. We have a Dometic 75-quart fridge here on the front that runs off of battery and it's charged by the solar. This solar panel flips down. I won't flip it down because it's simple. It just flips down and covers this window as we drive. And a lot of people are like, oh, what if the rocks hit the solar panel? I'm not so concerned about the rocks hitting the solar panel because it's replaceable. The window is not replaceable. I had to have these specially made. A lady in Australia has a friend in China who manufactured these windows for me, and they had to be a certain size because the cutout on the trailer, because this is a 1974 compact Hunter Compact 2, and the name up there, it was made in Chatworth, California, and it's a 1974. And these windows are dual pane windows. And they pretty much can open all the way, and they lock in place. Let's see if there's one spot, there's another spot. Then you have the ability when you're inside sleeping at night, you have a blackout screen, and then if you want the window all the way open, you can have it all the way open and reach inside and get stuff out. Or if you just want to have your screen up, you can have your screen up and let air in. These windows actually come down and they have a feature where they stay open like this to let air flow through but not rain. So those are really cool to have. On the trailer, there's cameras all the way around, so when you're off-roading you can see what direction you need to go. If you've got a rock that you're going to climb over with the trailer that you didn't climb over with the truck, you can see that, and they're motion sensitive, so if something you didn't see is right there, like if something rolled down underneath your tire or whatever in front of you, they change inside the truck. There's a display inside the truck that they go wireless to the truck. And this here is just a compartment. The downside to this box is it does take a little bit of my ground clearance away. But on the good side, I have a heater right behind it, and so it's kind of a skid plate for the heater to keep the heater from getting banged up. And it's very thick aluminum. It's as strong as it needs to be for a skid plate. And so I've got all my outdoor cooking stuff in here. I've got stoves. I've got my lawn chair, my camping chair right here. I've got my butane for my cookers, just things you need when you're cooking, and it's all stores in there in a slide. And this slide was built by me, and so it's not something you can buy. But this here is a pole storage for the awning. Has a couple poles that come out. And I built a pole storage for it, so you could get those out of the way. This bag right here is just to store the table. Table sits right here. when you're out camping and you just want, you know, something simple, it sits there and it'll hold, you know, quite a bit of weight. And that's something I made as well. And it just stores in here and stays in this watertight bag out of the way and while you're traveling. Then on these, I've got 4 stands. I got 2 in the front. These are marine grade boat stands, and I wanted wheels on the front and I wanted locks. So these were the best ones to use because they lock in place. But if you're out camping and you want to move it around, it's light enough that, you know, I can move it by myself, but if it's in a little rough terrain, probably need about 2 people to move it. Twist it around another direction. These are just regular trailer jack stands. I cut off the crank because it was a pain in the butt in the way, and I welded a nut on here so that you can use a drill to raise them and lower them. And then I keep my walking stick right here at all times, and I keep my hammer here at all times. And these are my lights that I made for it. Basically just and this is all aluminum, so this is all aluminum, this is all welded aluminum. Goes around the trailer. Nice armrest, a grab handle for my dad so he can get in and out if he wants to. Sometimes you're on a hill and it's, you know, it might not be super level, and so you might be, you know, quite a bit up to this first step, and I don't take any other steps with me, just this one step. The door has a nice window in it that has blinds that go up with the window, so you can raise them up out of the way for privacy. You don't have to worry about those getting in the way. And the door was kind of hammered when I got it, so I had to remake the door. And this is aluminum on the outside, and I put a piece of tin on the inside because I wanted to be able to do magnets on the inside. The screen to go in, these trailers didn't have screens back then, so in 1974, so I just did one of those, you know, as seen on TV, nets to keep the bugs out, and it just magnetics over and gets stuck a little bit at the bottom, but I didn't want a bunch of bugs in there, so you have to climb in and out, and it's kind of a tight squeeze just because this is how they build them back then. I put the spare tire here, and then my shovel here, and obviously it's the doghouse, so, you know, when you're in trouble with your wife, you get put out in the doghouse. Fear of me worrying. So it's definitely a good doghouse. And then I built a ladder to get up here because I store a bunch of stuff up here in Milwaukee packouts. Milwaukee packouts are great because they have a bottom of them that slide in and lock in place, so you can pull them out, and they're really easy to get off and pull out. And they have locking mechanisms in the bottom, so and they just sit right there. No worries about that, and you can store stuff. I have a little step stool stuck behind the ladder because when the awning's out, I have to have it to put it away. Now, these have timber and axles on them, so they're independent of each other, and that was one thing I wanted is independent suspension. It makes it ride a lot nicer when you're crawling on the heels and stuff. And then you'll see right here, there's an outlet here for the furnace. It's a Propex furnace that you can get from Van Cafe in Colorado. Van Cafe sells them. They're the distributor here for the United States because they're not made in America. I think it's a European company. It's not made in China, I know that, but it's a European company. Then I've got my other camera on this side, and then if you didn't notice, I have a backup camera up here, and it obviously feeds with that antenna to the front of the truck. It's all wireless, and it's I'm going to say this wrong, it's Vision, but you can buy those at any RV store. It's basically an RV setup, so you can buy those. This is where my water goes in. It's a 30-gallon water tank. And this is for the shower, because you have to have water for the shower. So I have a separate hose that plugs into there and comes over and feeds the water for the shower. This is the hot water heater that you can take on and off. And the hoses for the water are kept in this little cubby down here. So all the hoses are down in there, and you can pull those out and hook them up to the shower. There's a hot, and so the water basically comes in here, comes out hot, and you can do your temperature here how you want it. I don't have the cords out for that right now. But then your shower is for privacy, comes out in obviously it's for kick-ass outdoor roof gear, and you just basically open it up. And it folds down and then folds out into a square room for your shower. And then you just stake it down here at the bottom, and you've got a square room, and you can lock these in place up here so it doesn't swing back on you. And then, well, maybe I'm gonna be able to get it locked. I'm gonna have to get my stool out, but you get the idea. And then you just kind of stake it down to the ground. And if you're obviously, if you're in a campsite like this that has asphalt, you probably are not going to shower here, but you have plenty of room to shower in it. It's privacy. You can run all your hoses and stuff for your shower here, and you can hook it up. There's a black Velcro stick up there that you hook your shower onto, and you can just point it down towards you and have a nice hot shower. I use probably about maybe 5 gallons of a shower. So I got 30 gallons. I really don't use the water for much other than cleaning and for the shower. And there's your propane, that basically you have to hook your propane up to that. And there's a separate propane outlet down here, a quick valve, so you can just hook right into that down there. You don't have to mess with your tank. And that's the outside of the trailer. Except for, I didn't show you the toilet. This is a cassette toilet, and so you basically, when you put a little bit of water in here to feed your toilet, it doesn't run off the water in the trailer, and then this you just pull out. I won't pull it out right now just because it's being used, and I don't want to make a mess or anything. So, but it pulls out, and then you can go dump it anywhere that there's a place to dump, and you can even dump it in your toilet at home and then just flush the toilet. But then if you want to come in